Alright, this is number 7 on your 2-4 homework. And we're talking about a rectangular prism here, which I know has a length times a width times a height. So they say the height equals x plus 2, and volume equals x cubed minus x squared minus 6x. And they want to know what's the area, which is kind of an interesting thing to think about, because if I have length times width times height, I know that equals volume, which means my area is contained right here. I know area is length times width. So I could also rewrite my volume as volume equals the area times the height, which is how we're going to be thinking about this. So if I'm thinking about it that way, then I would say x cubed minus x squared minus 6x equals area, whatever that is, that's what I'm trying to find, times x plus 2. So if I want to find the area, I divide by x plus 2 here, and this goes away, and I divide this thing by x plus 2, which is why it's on your division homework. You can choose to do this with either long or synthetic division. I'm going to go ahead and do it with synthetic division here. Since it is linear, I'm dividing by something that's at x plus 1. Or sorry, that just has x to the first power there. So I can do synthetic division. So in the box, I'm going to be putting -2 because that's the 0 of the thing I'm dividing, that x plus 2. Then I'm going to start listing out my coefficients. I have 1, -1, -6. Then I'm going to go ahead and list that 0 for the fact that I have no coefficient with the 0 degree. So for synthetic division, I start by drawing this arrow, and I put my 1 down here. I multiply 2 times -2 times 1, so I get -2 here, and then I add, so I have -3. I multiply again, so I get +6, and I add, and I get 0, and then if I were to do this again, I would get 0 as well. So then to write this back into a polynomial form, I box off that last term as my remainder. And then my constant term would be 0. My degree 0 term would be 0, so I don't have to write that again. But then this would be my x term, and this 1 would be my x squared. So my answer here could just be written as x squared minus 3x. And if I wanted to check and make sure that was right, I could multiply it by my x plus 2, which was the height. This is my area, this is my height. I can multiply them and make sure I got the volume. So I would get x cubed by distributing out the x squared plus 2x squared, and then minus 3x squared, and then minus 6x, which if I combine my like terms, I get x cubed minus x squared minus 6x, which is what it said the volume was, so I know I got it right. So my area equals x squared minus 3x.